Well, folks, it's a great day today. And you know why it's a great day? Do you know why, Mike?
I have a pretty good idea why today's a great day.
It's a great day today because it's a good day for a rally race. Because we are at the Byron Motorsport Park. Now, why are we at the Motorsport Park? Well, I figured it'd be a good opportunity to take my car for a little rally race. Because we are participating, or me specifically, with HooptieX. We're a little early, but that just means better camping spots. It was a good journey out here, a little over 100 miles, which ain't bad, you know. So Byron in Illinois is where, I don't think we're going to see it from here, but you can see it from some points. It's where the nuclear power plants are, so I mean,
yeah, that was a sight to see coming in.
Dude, that was freaking wild, man. Like, I've never seen a nuclear power plant up close. I was honestly thinking there'd be a lot more security, like, around the building, but no, you just drive straight past it. It's like a little country road. So, there's that. I was originally going to come here for the SCCA Rallycross event, but the SCCA decided that they were going to, well, this particular chapter, group, section, whatever you want to call it, had some supplemental rules that they implemented because some people were flipping their vehicles on the track, and Derpy's a little too tall compared to how wide she is to compete in that event, but for whatever reason, with HooptieX on the same track, their rules and regulations, I am not too tall. Don't know what's going on there, but I figured I couldn't pass up a good event like this. Now, this is not the first time I've taken my Outlander on dirt and drove like mad. I used to go up to Wisconsin all the time, and we had some private property up there, about 80 acres of land, and I would rally her up in Wisconsin a lot. I know what this car can do, and a lot of people have a lot of doubts about an Outlander being able to do this sort of thing, but shout out to one of my favorite mechanics at my local repair shop. You said it's not a rally car. I beg to differ. But oh my lord, it is gorgeous here. The weather is so perfect. It's like, I don't know, what it was, it's like 70 degrees?
Oh yeah, man.
Something like that.
70.
Oh, dude. And the sun, it just breaks through the clouds just right. And, well, it's a good thing he remembered to bring some sunscreen because that slipped my mind. And it can get a little hot when the sun's beating down on you, but, well, the weather itself is just right. There's a little bit of rain predicted, but not enough to be of any real concern. So let me show you what Derpy's got going on, my little preparations for this race. I've got my rally wheels and some Bridgestone Blizzak WS90 snow tires, because for this sort of event, or actually I prepared this mainly for the SCCA event, where in stock class you can't use anything other than DOT approved tires on the track, for stock class anyway. And despite, you know, I'm not going with the SCCA today, they still provide some really great traction. Now, I mean, we drove 100 miles on snow tires in the heat, but it's not going to hurt the tires all that much. Now, my living arrangements for the day, because we got here a little early, approximately a day early. The race is not until tomorrow, but you need some place to sleep, and this does the trick, at least for me. We are getting a little spot. There is camping in this area, and we're going to be paying for camping, water, electrical, all that good stuff. And we're just going to take this pre-race day to enjoy some barbecue. Today is just about getting our feet a little dirty, getting to know the track, getting to know the people, getting to know the other racers, and getting to scope out the little bit of competition. Now, to be fair, HooptieX is much more laid back than the SCCA, which I think is actually great for a first race. So with the SCCA, they're pretty anal about flipping things. HooptieX, it's more of an attitude of if you flip it, you flip it. But so HooptieX puts an emphasis on your vehicle being cheap. But there is a class for those who are running a vehicle that's not so cheap. And that is the hater class. Now, if you're under 500, you'd be gambler class. We know a few people with a few vehicles that would probably qualify pretty well for gambler. But Derpy here is just a little too expensive for that. She's probably worth about $2,000 before mods, if I'm honest. I mean, probably not more than that. It's $2,000 on a good day. It's an 03 Outlander. But I'm not worried about the value. I'm just worried about having a good time. I think I'm going to have a good time.
Freaking yeah. Yo, you should stand on the roof of that. Give me an awesome pose.
Take my truck and move it.
I was gonna block and go right behind the Forerunner.
Want to get this crushed ass car in here?
Oh yeah, buddy, we're doing this.
Amy drove that car here.
Oh, this one? I find that a little hard to believe.
Here, we'll do this too.
Oh, hell yeah, buddy.
Now that's branding.
All right, let me get a few more here. I'm just shooting a bunch because I'm trying to get the flag with the name as it waves. I got it though. Wait till you see those. There's some sick shots. Hell yeah. Oh, you know what we should do? We should get both these guys on motorcycles in front of us and somebody standing on the roof of that freaking thing. Guns involved.
No.
Did you bribe him with guns, Amy?
You could bribe me with guns.
Marry me, bitch!
Marry me and I'll give you guns.
Oh, we should probably take radio.
We should probably take some.
My name's Amy Hedman. My brain's not as small as they think it is.
Whoa!
I just fucking can't believe that.
I've seen how you drive that car. I can believe every bit of it.
Did you look at that, Jason?
I do fucking say
Ray
it.
Charles could see that's not really a fucking shock.
I want to see if it holds on the scoreboard long enough.
You want to drop the line, see what he's up to?
Next time I need you to run through it really fast.
I'm going to say that's the fastest lap I've ever seen.
You should run, turn sideways, and fall on your back and slide, and I'll film it. That's gonna be some good footage.
Perfect.
Andrew, sending it!
Mazda crossed the finish line, and it is actually getting a little tough.
Woo! Silver Mitsubishi passed the table.
I-30, are you there?
Yeah.
Captain 91, Super. And then 426. Volvo.
So this is dashcam footage of my best lap at the track at Byron. So the first half of this track is rather technical in the sense that there's a lot of turns and there's not a whole lot of space for you to actually get a lot of speed. It didn't really matter what vehicle it was. The smaller vehicles had a lot easier of a time getting through. My car's probably middle of the pack, so I did the turns quite fine, although my center of gravity is a little higher than some people's, so I had to take that into consideration when I was taking these turns. Some of the turns are, in fact, banked, so you can take them a little harder than others, but not all of them. So I wanted to make sure that A, I didn't flip, but B, I was still trying to go as relatively hard as I possibly could. So coming up, you'll actually see one of these banked turns. It took me a few laps around the track for me to really get my footing around this, and I probably could have taken that one a little harder, but here we go, and I got total air right there and bounced across the ground as I landed. And we're coming into another banked turn. So one thing to remember is this is later in the day, and because of that, the track had gotten a lot of time from a lot of people, so it became a lot looser. You might think that that might be a disadvantage, but no. Everyone liked the track when it became loose because you could actually swing your back end around a lot easier. Now, I'm in a front-wheel drive car, but your back end still has a lot to do with how good you're going to take that turn. So I like to do a little something you can call a slip and whip, and more or less you're just whipping your back end around by letting the rear end slip out from under you. And that helps you take the turns a little tighter. Now this is the half that's in the back. And back here, you can actually get some speed because they're a bit more straight. There's a few turns here. I'm trying to make sure I do a clean lap so that I don't hit the cones. But you'll see this change in just a minute to a straightaway. Now, coming up here, I did get into second gear, and then I had to downshift into first gear. So my left foot was on the brake, right foot on the gas as I'm in sequential mode and putting down the gear. So right here, brake in, gas in, downshift so I can rev match the engine. And we're going to do that again here. Getting accelerated in second gear, right about here. And then I start braking, and while I'm braking, I'm also putting my gas, my right foot on the gas pedal, while I'm downshifting to rev match. And right here is, it's a bit of a deep crest into a tight hairpin turn, one of the tighter turns on the track. So, with all that being said, you also have to take into consideration your stopping distance because you're on a loose surface, so you can't get too much speed because if you do, you won't be able to slow down in time for the turn.
2:50:61.
Holy shnikes, it has been a few days since the events, and I am back home. I am so glad that I was able to drive my car to the event, take place in the event, and still drive my car home. I had AAA, really was hoping I wouldn't have to use it, and thankfully, I didn't have to use it. Because it was about 100 miles from where I am, and I'm pretty sure my AAA policy doesn't cover that distance. That being said, I had an absolute friggin' blast. What I come to learn at the event was that HooptieCross, which is the right way to say it, I've been calling it a HooptieX, but I learned my lesson after talking to everyone that it's actually HooptieCross, so sorry about that. HooptieCross is so much more than people bringing their cars to race. It's about the camaraderie and the community and the people. The people. Man, that was straight up the best part. Everyone was an absolute riot. The laid back attitude of the entire event was by far the best part of it. Yeah, you got like 50 people there to race, something like that. But you're also there just to have fun. And people had a lot of fun. I mean, I sure as hell did. Now, looking back, there are some things I would probably do a little different. Like, bring a sleeping bag. Because even though the weather was gorgeous during the day, it was actually freezing, like 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius freezing at night. And I didn't bring a hoodie or a sleeping bag. Not one of the brighter things I've done. And I had a checklist too. My friend and I went over the checklist before we left. I made a note to get the sleeping bag and I still didn't grab it. Well, the things you learn. Hopefully next time I go to these events, I'll have a pop-up camper and won't have to deal with any of that. But regardless, I had so much fun and it was worth every single penny, as well as the struggle of trying to sleep while you're freezing your butt off. Shout out to the staff who let me borrow a hoodie that I did end up actually just buying because, I mean, that thing probably saved me a lot of pain from just freezing. But yeah, HooptieX is such a great way to get into racing. And you really don't need a lot of money to do it. You can pretty much run whatever you bring as long as it's not going to explode or something, at least not right away. So yeah, I may have a little Outlander. Yeah, it's not an Evo, but you don't need an Evo to have fun. Not at HooptieX. And boy howdy, I had a lot of fun.